Ladies and gentlemen, live from Minato-ku, it's Talk in Tokyo with Jason Kelly. Tonight, we welcome the management of Executive Fight Night and Shine On Kids, plus real-life fighters. Dogs who were rejected for hospital charity work, and a boxing match gone horribly wrong. And now, hot out of the sparring ring, here's Jason Kelly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Talk in Tokyo, right here in Minato-ku. Tonight, we are, wow, look at you, Jackie.
What?
New dress?
Yes, it is.
I like it. Very
you.
nice.
Thank
Look
you.
at, doesn't Jackie look lovely tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Woo! Tori, you look fine as well.
Thanks,
Just for
Jason.
the record. And June, you're
This outfit coming straight to you from my former job as a secretary.
very nice. Yes, I can see that. And June, you look as expected. As usual.
Thank you.
Tonight we are focused on an annual event here in Tokyo called Executive Fight Night. And this is where business people from around the city box each other for charity. It's actually very nice. Instead of running a marathon or shaving off all their hair, they fight. Cool. Right? Yeah, it is cool. And now, it didn't always start. It wasn't always Executive Fight Night. They wanted something violent to support charity. Yes, they wanted to do something violent, but they weren't sure what it should be at first. So when it began, what was the first one they tried? Oh, yes, it was Executive Harpoon Afternoon. Yeah, that's where one of them jumped in the pool and swam the length, and the others would take turns throwing harpoons at him as they went along. The problem was they were a little more accurate with the harpoons than expected, so they lost too many participants. So they had to go on to another one.
I don't
The
know,
next
was it
one,
for scientific research?
so,
Maybe an ancient tradition. They probably could have gotten away with it.
with the whale connection, I think you're probably right.
Ouch.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't want anything controversial so early in our career. Let's get a little farther along. The next thing they tried, continue the controversy, was Executive Fillet Day. Yes, that's where they took turns slicing off pieces of poisonous Japanese puffer fish and feeding them to each other. See, it was a kind of a game of marine biology Russian roulette, you might say. Who's going to get the slice? In this case, they underestimated just what percentage of that fish is actually poisonous. So again, the casualty rate was too high and they needed to move on. But finally, they've settled on Executive Fight Night. It's boxing, rules, pads, so there's violence, which was wanted, but nobody's actually dying. The positive step forward, right?
For charity.
And for charity. And you would not know this, but our own Jacqueline actually participated in this event last year. And not as a ring girl, as a fighter. Right?
Yes, I did fight last
Got
time.
that. Yes, she suited up, she got the gloves on, she was in there pummeling another equally lovely lady, and it was billed as the fight of the night, wasn't it?
No, but everybody
Thank
told
you.
us
As
we
I
got
was saying, it was not billed as the fight of the night.
clean
Okay.
People are still talking about it, so.
Wow.
Yeah, like me. Thank you, Jackie. Very good help there. Now, Executive Fight Night supports a specific charity. It's Shine On Kids. And Shine On Kids sponsors facility dogs that go into hospitals to provide moral support for children battling cancer and other life-threatening ailments.
Wow.
I know. And this is near and dear to my heart because when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time in the Denver Children's Hospital in Colorado, and those dogs came around to my room and made my day at a time in life when I really needed a few good days. So this is a very important program. One big difference between Colorado and Japan is the size of the dogs. You probably noticed that when you moved here, right? Not you. Did you notice how small they got?
Yes, we're used to mountain dogs.
Exactly. Colorado has, what do we have, huskies and hound dogs and shepherds, those kind of dogs. You come to Japan, you get your Welsh corgis and that Japanese spaniel and poodles and pugs.
Chihuahuas?
And chihuahuas, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of spaniels, poodles, and pugs. That'd be a good bar name. Spaniels, poodles, and pugs. Let's all go out there tonight. Or a nice name of the documentary of my dating life. Spaniels, Poodles, and Pugs, the dating story of Jason Kelly.
Where all the hot chicks hang out.
It's funny, the Japanese take very good care of their dogs, and they do get smaller and smaller here, but the service dogs stay big. So, for example, the ones working with Shine On Kids, those are golden retrievers, and most service dogs are labs or other larger ones. So you get mostly small dogs, but you still get these larger ones here, and that reminded me of something Bette Midler talked about and happened to me. Go out walking with a couple of my neighbors. One of them has a big lab, right? The other one has a Chihuahua. We're walking through the park, the sun starts to set, goes down, gets dark out. We eventually end up in front of a pub, and the guy with the lab says, let's go on in and get a drink. And I say, you can't go into a pub with a couple of dogs, get a drink. Let's go back, drop off the dogs, then we'll return and get our drinks later. He says, no, I've done this a bunch. So he takes out a pair of glasses, puts them on like this. He's got his lab, heads up to the door. Sure enough, the doorman says, hey, you can't go in with a dog. There are no pets allowed here. The guy says, well, no, you don't understand. This is a service dog. This is how I get around town. The guy says, oh, in that case, go ahead. So he heads on in with the lab. Now the other guy with the Chihuahua's back to me, he says, I don't know. So well, go for it. They'll never know. So he's going to give it a shot. He puts on his pair of dark glasses, heads up to the door. The doorman says again, you can't come in here. No pets allowed in the pub. The guy says, no, you don't understand. This is a guide dog. This is how I get around town. The doorman says, a Chihuahua? And he says, a Chihuahua? They gave me a frickin' Chihuahua? All right. Stay where you are. We got a lot of good stuff coming back. We'll be right back. What happens when you try to plan a fight internationally and some things are lost in translation?
We are the least successful charity planner in the city. This is our chance to take it up a level. Let's not blow it again. I'm counting on you too.
Hi.
You especially have some proving to do after the disaster with the white ball for the poor. You cannot afford another flop.
But, sir, I have no formal animal training. It should have been a baby boy, fun to play with, not that beast let loose by the trappers.
It should have been a barbecue. You are a secretary. Take better notes. This is your last chance.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Please, take a seat.
So I'm the translator. Carry on.
We're so happy to be working with your group for this worthy cause.
Just small talk.
We are here to help the best way we can. What kind of event did you have in mind?
What are we doing here?
What do you mean? Didn't you get the full plan?
I sent it last month and received a reply in English. Weird English, but English.
They sent the plan.
Sent? Did she say sent? To who?
May I ask who you sent it to?
The name was in Japanese, but the email was secretary at your domain.
A fight, guys, okay? A charity boxing event. My fighter, His Eminence, former heavyweight champion of the world, has agreed to this as his comeback to glory and as a way to help the children. This is how he's treated, disrespected, blown off, ignored.
It's exactly why I strongly discouraged his participation. I told you this.
They are encouraged to participate.
let's not get sidetracked here. We have a fight. We're bringing a great fighter. Who are you bringing?
They want to fight.
Fight?
Yes, you remember. Now let's get on with it.
Do you know any boxers?
Boxers? We are supposed to join in a charity boxing thing?
Apparently.
I thought we were just arranging the fundraising venue and inviting the media.
Yes, but also a fighter.
Do you know any fighters?
Just that guy from Sakura Social Club event we did.
That kid's exhibition tour? I thought he was a badminton player.
He is, but he did an exhibition fight.
Good God. What was his name?
Mame.
The helium balloons almost carried him away.
Hold on, what's going on over there?
We have a great fighter light on his feet, not heavy at all. He's nicknamed Mame. It means bean.
Like lima bean or pinto bean?
Yes, but just bean.
Our fighter, His Eminence, is a heavyweight champion. Heavyweight. I'm really not sure a man called Bean is the right challenger.
Their guy is heavy.
Mame will make short work of him. He received honorable mention.
The bean is short. This will be an honorable fight.
Short? The reason Bean can fight His Eminence is because he's short? Look, I'm sorry, but this doesn't...
sound right. That's what it doesn't.
Precisely. We need to pull the plug before somebody...
Come on, ladies. They do things differently here, and this is a charity after all. If they want Eminence to fight with the Bean, then that's what we'll do. It's their problem.
What's the bean's weight class?
Bantam.
Are you joking? Is there a little too much sugar in the sake over there?
I think she likes sweet sake.
What? This is all mixed up. We have to wait until it's sorted out.
It's going to be a mixed weight fight.
See, that's doable. This is charity, so having fun is fine. This will be the first mixed weight championship of the world.
And their fighter will be turned to bean paste.
This is an honorable thing. Now let's get this right. We'll spare no cost for the children.
We must win at all cost.
This is an honorable thing for the children, like I said. They'll remember it for the rest of their lives.
Our honor is on the line. Nobody will ever forget.
Winning isn't the top concern. The event itself is the purpose.
Winning is the entire purpose of this event. It's a top concern.
Do you hear that? You must personally ensure that Mame wins. It's for our honor and your job.
Hi, Mame will cut down their fighter.
We will cut off His Eminence.
Okay. We'll contact you through telephone to avoid any further misunderstandings. So we'll see you at the fight.
Okay?
Everybody, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How about that lost in translation moment for the charity fight night? Who thinks Mame will be able to pull it off?
I don't know.
Yeah. Odds on Mame or against Mame?
I'm usually with the red corner, so I'm going to have to go with him.
Who are you betting on?
Probably the one twice the size, I think is probably.
Yeah, I think that heavyweight over bantamweight. What do they always say? It's not it's not the large guy that always wins the fight, but that's the way to bet. Something like that, I think. Well, we have a fun desk piece for you tonight. The dogs of Shine On Kids, just like we were talking earlier in the monologue about how service dogs are big even in Japan, well, they are with Shine On Kids too. They use golden retrievers, and it's a very tough job because these service dogs don't just lead people through town, but they have to operate in the high-stress environment of a hospital with all the gurneys rolling by and the beeps of the machines, the stress that's in the air. And of course, the dogs have to be well-dispositioned to take care of the children. It's a very, very tough job, actually. And you can see what a fine lineup they have over here on the screen. These are just the cream of the cream, some of the best golden retrievers you can find, and then they put them through this wonderful program to make them just perfect to help the children, as you see over here on the screen. But we realized a lot of owners want to get their dogs into the program, and it's so competitive that they can't all make it, right? So what we've done tonight was round up some of the dogs that didn't make the cut. And we'd like to show you some of the reasons they couldn't get into the program so you'd better appreciate what high-quality dogs finally do make the cut. So, turning now to the ones who didn't make it, one of the goals with the program is to bring the dogs in and really get the kids' spirits up. I mean, it's no fun lying in bed getting chemotherapy and such, so you want to bring the dogs in and really get people energetic. But some dogs are just a little too energetic, like this guy. Look at this. Can you imagine? What's this guy saying to the kid?
My real dream was to be in a rock band.
Yeah, I think so. You imagine that? Oh, what do you think, Junior? Look, the dogs are here to play. Now, he's not the only one. And they come up right to the bedside. You know, the child's lying there and kind of rolls over to see the dog come in. And you want the dog to come up and lick and be friendly and happy. And then you face. It's like, whoa, a little too enthusiastic.
Surprise!
Looks like a hippo.
So another one that didn't quite make the cut. Now, some of them, you know, the kids can get out of bed and they can play around and the dogs roll around and play also. But again, you need to have the right look on the dog, and this guy just wasn't what they were going for. Yeah, not exactly the face you want rolling around with your kids.
My mom likes my smile.
Yeah. One of the ways that the spirits are boosted is that the kids get to interact and play with the dogs. So they'll pet them and feel them. And it's kind of tactile therapy, you know. You're not getting poked with a needle or rolled down the hallway. You're playing with an animal. So being licked by the dogs is a nice way to take yourself out of the moment. But some dogs are just a little too licky, like this one. Yeah. You unleash this guy on a kid's face, wow.
I really love the children.
So, due to tongue length, this guy didn't quite make the cut. Another one in the tactile therapy department that didn't work for the program. Hair is good. Golden Retrievers have a nice amount of hair. This next guy, a little too much in the hair department. They're actually losing kids in this guy. Yeah. Start crawling around in that, you may never come out again.
Isn't this like a computer-generated graphics of some sort? It's like too big, isn't it?
You would think so, but this is an actual photograph, unretouched, next to a human, so you can tell how big this thing is.
That face has like 3 times bigger than the next lady.
Yeah. I know. This goes to show you why he didn't make the cut. Now, just sitting with the kids is a big part of it. Just sit and talk. You know how if you have a pet, you come home, hard day at work, you kind of unload on Fido. He never talks back. He just goes along with it, and it feels good to unload. So you want dogs that'll talk to the kids. But this guy, just way too analytical. I mean, you know, he's sitting there saying, well, you will get out of here. The question is, what will you do with the rest of your life?
What's your relationship with your father?
This guy should be the next James Bond.
He's a good candidate for that. And this next one, just plain too arrogant. I mean, you can just hear him saying, well, if I was in the hospital for an extended period of time, the first thing I would do is get designer sheets. Something like that. Pool therapy, that's a big one. Boy, if kids today are the same way they were when I was in the hospital, they cannot wait to get to the pool. And dogs love water, right? So you toss some dogs in the pool, get some balls thrown around, and the kids can just have a ball in the pool. But you gotta have the right kind of dog. And this guy, way too intense. Yeah. Go get the ball, go get the ball. So they got rid of him, and then the next applicant came in. Just when you thought things couldn't get any scarier in the pool, this guy shows up. Can you imagine that? I'll be back here same time next week, kids. Don't miss it. Now, being rejected isn't any easier for a dog than it is for a human being. And, you know, this program is really the top of the country, so they all want to get in and their owners want to get them in. So when the dog doesn't make the cut, the owners are pretty upset and the dogs feel it. Sometimes they fight back. Like this poor guy, he said, "What do you mean? What do you mean I didn't make the cut? What the other dogs do that I couldn't do? What? I demand a recount. What?" No. And this next guy, he didn't fight back. He just had to sulk a little bit, stew on it all the way home, even refused to wear his seatbelt. Look at him, the poor guy.
Oh.
Yeah, oh, can I get a, oh. You know,
He
now,
needs some therapy, you know?
I think he does. He should talk to that other guy. I think he's saying, you know, and the owner's probably saying, "Oh, no, it's all right, Porky. You can try another time. Come on, hang in there. You're young. You've got your whole dog life ahead of you." He's like, "No, just start the car. I'm not wearing my seatbelt. Forget it. Forget it." That's how I picture it, at least. So there you go. Look at the high-quality candidates they have. They can't all make the cut. So you know that the ones who do are the best of the best, and that's what powers Shine On Kids, and that's what Executive Fight Night is supporting. Let's hear it for the dogs, winners and losers. Japan is famous for its product innovation. We thought, what if they had to rethink energy drinks for the boxing world in modern times? And we think they might have come up with something like this.
Are you still chugging those outdated energy drinks to help you get through your day? That's so last year, even last decade. Move up on your face with energy eye drops. Digestion takes time. When you need energy, you ain't got time to wait. Eyeball absorption is up to 6 times faster than stomach absorption. It's the elite source of instant energy for elite athletes like shuffleboarders and badminters. Think about it. Survivor didn't salute the stomach of the tiger or the foot of the tiger. No, it was the eye of the tiger. And for good reason. That's where you'll find the spirit of the fight. When the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, he watches with his eye of the tiger. Now, with energy eye drops, your tiger eye will direct deliver the power to win and glare intensely to the challenges ahead. Energy eye drops, drip some excitement into your life.
Last week, we were generous enough to be invited to participate in the EFN fight training over at Club 360 in Roppongi. And boy, it was fantastic, actually. And I actually suited up and got to fight with these guys and just see how hard they're working to make this a real fight. And so we took some footage over there and would like to show you guys how much these guys are putting into making it a successful event. Please enjoy.
I know. I look a little bit sleepy, right? Well, there's a good reason for that. And the reason is because we're here at a place called 360. 360 is in Nishiazabu. And it's a place where people do training for Executive Fight Night. Now, follow me around here. Look over here. Can you see this? All these people are training to participate in Executive Fight Night.
Yeah, he's just defending right now.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
It's still dark outside.
It's pretty early, yeah.
What the hell is going on here?
Boxing training. You gotta get it done before everyone else gets up.
I'm gonna... do some anger, Jackson. Come on, anger, not laughter.
Or go forward. Put your head in your partner's chest and it'll be hard to engage you. If you're too close, it's hard to hit.
See it coming? Okay, guys, this is EFN, and this is Dan. We are asking him, what are you fighting for?
I'm fighting for the cause of raising money for Shine On Kids, for charity, to help buy and train and care for trainer dogs to go into hospitals, for kids who are really fighting the toughest fight, and that's the fight against cancer and other terminal diseases.
And so, is this your first fight?
This is my first fight. Last year I was a reserve, but this year I'm going into the ring.
All right, that's Dan, everybody. Vote heavy on Dan.
Look at that. Come on, Dan. Ha! Oh, man. Whoa.
Okay. All right.
Everybody, speed and power.
Can you approach
Whoa. You're getting a lesson here from the man. Sean, give him. Sean.
See, my hand's still up.
Show this woman how to punch. Oh, not this woman. This woman. Show this woman how to punch.
Hi, she's the female fighter this year, one of the female fighters. Are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it. It's pretty difficult, but it's good. It's fun.
Is this your first time ever boxing?
First time ever boxing. So.
What other kind of fitness have you done?
Running. I play Gaelic football, so if anyone wants to join the team. And touch football back in Australia. Yeah.
She's going to be the one to watch that night, so bet heavy on May.
Let's go morning team. Let's go morning team.
Cassie.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Now, you're doing this for a really good cause. You're making people fight each other, right?
Yes.
For what?
Well, actually, you wouldn't think that fighting has much to do with kids, but we have kids in the hospital who are fighting for their lives. And we have these dogs that go in and help them feel better and give them something to look forward to. So that's what this is about.
Do you have any message for our viewers, both here in Japan and around the world?
Yes, thank you all for supporting Executive Fight Night. We really appreciate everyone's support and put this great program and keep it in all the hospitals that we can.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sparring. So, I guess I'll get it. You have to come in for a few hours at least. Let me know. Okay, great. Michael, you need to come in
And so now you know. It's all happening on May 20th at the Grand Hyatt in Roppongi, Tokyo. We hope to see you there.
Keep your guard up, Kong. Keep that guard up, mate.
Well, here to talk about this event in more detail are the people themselves running it. We have in theater tonight Cassie from Shine On Kids and Jan from over at Club 360. So please welcome them to the stage. Back. Hey, welcome here. Thank you both for coming tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, and thanks for all the tips the other morning.
You did good. You did really good.
Thank you. I really did, by the way.
No, you did. No, you really did. I was actually kind of surprised.
Yeah, I agree.
I was shocked.
Thank you. I want to start with you, Cassie, because you've been involved with Shine On Kids for how long now?
About a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah, and how did you hear about it before you actually became involved?
So one of my friends was in the very first fight night, and she used to also work at Shine On Kids, so that's how I got involved.
And she just told you about it, and you thought, wow, that seems like kind of thing I'd like to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you one of these people that even as a kid you were always doing good things, or did it come to you later in life?
Well, of course I was one of those people.
That's what they all say. No, really? No, that's great. Now, what do you do day to day in running the program?
I'm in charge of fundraising, events, and marketing, so I run the website, and I run these kind of events with Executive Fight Night or other things like that.
This has to be the most fun.
Yeah, it's good.
This one, right? I mean, it has to be the highlight of the year.
And it's a great group of people. I mean, the coaches and people at 360 and all the fighters are always amazing. So.
Yeah. I love that connection you make. I think a lot of people don't catch that the fighters are fighting for charity because the kids are fighting for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
right.
they always have, really passionate about, I'm doing this boxing and I'm doing all this hard training so that I can support these kids.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
really
do the fighters get to meet? What's that?
I was just saying, it's really motivating for them.
I would think so. And the fighters sometimes get to meet the kids, right?
Yeah.
So we're actually going to have an event coming up this Sunday where we will bring the fighters and the kids together for the first time.
Oh, how about that? Wow. You think that makes the fighters even more motivated?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
If you're meeting a little kid that needs your support, you're going to put that extra effort in.
Yeah.
I think we should have done it earlier, though.
When there was more time to put effort in?
There's 4 weeks of training left, so.
Hey, Jan, you used to be a professional mixed martial arts fighter.
Yeah,
right?
kickboxing. I did a little bit of MMA, but mostly it was kickboxing and boxing.
Yeah.
So,
But you prefer boxing of all the fighting
now,
styles?
now I do, since I started teaching boxing. I was first a pro kickboxer, and then I went over to teaching boxing when I retired, and I actually wish I stuck with boxing more.
Why
It's more,
is that?
it's more, I don't know, there's so many variables to winning in kickboxing and mixed martial arts, whereas in boxing is who's the best puncher, and that's it,
Yeah.
So, you can get a guy who's got good takedowns and grappling and good striking and all these variables, but then when it comes to boxing, it's more pure. It's like who's better at this, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Well, since you've done all levels from pro down to now the amateurs who are doing this for charity, what's the difference in intensity level and style and such?
Well, I was once an amateur too, so when you're a pro, you just live, breathe, and sleep.
Yeah.
Like fighting. So
Yeah, I remember when I was an amateur about a week ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm not.
You
But,
got a taste. Yeah. That was a small taste.
Really, the pros are just that's all.
That's all they focus on, and even if they're not, there's some pros that aren't that good. They just don't have the natural talent. But
Any names? Care to drop a few names?
No,
Come on,
names.
we won't
It's
tell anybody.
But it's just that's a life, the life of fighting. So.
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted this. You go out of town here, people get drunk, but let's say before they're drunk, guys start fighting, and was that applause I heard? Somebody clapped. Who gets drunk in Roppongi around here? Who was clapping for that?
Oh, I see a guy over there. I know.
Somebody you know?
Yeah.
No, but when ordinary people fight, just guys going out and get in a fight, or women, I suppose. But let's just say guys get in a fight. They don't know anything about fighting. If you see that fight versus two professionals that start fighting, what jumps out as being the biggest difference?
Right off the top of my head is the emotions. Like people fighting in a conflict on the street are very emotional, and they hate that person, like they want to hurt that person. In the ring, yeah, you want to try to hurt your opponent, but you don't hate them. At the end of the fight, they always end up hugging. Like every fight I've ever had, you always end up hugging the guy after. He's like your brother after. So it's a little different. It's more sport, whereas in the street, it's just emotional.
Yeah. And especially with this event, with Shine On Kids and Executive Fight Night, some of these guys really are friends that step in the ring and fight, right?
Well, Jackie, for one, she fought they're very close friends now, her opponent.
Yeah.
Wasn't that weird?
No, we never held back. You couldn't tell that we were friends at all.
It was a little
in
weird
the ring. Yeah.
couple weeks going into it. It was a little
Yeah.
weird between the two of them, but
She got weird. I didn't get it.
It's a one-sided weirdness.
I'm still cool.
Yeah. But you've told me before, Jackie, there's a different side of you that comes out. It was even a different thought process.
I was cussing her out in the fight, and you can hear it on people's cameras. It was scary. I turned into some crazy lady. And
We have our
I was
beeping
telling
machine
it-
ready
I
to
was
go.
gonna-
Give us
I
a
was-
demonstration.
I was gonna beep, 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 beep. I'm gonna kill you, da-da-da. And it was crazy. You didn't even, you're not there.
Did that do a lot for your marital relationship?
Oh, we laughed about it. She's like, girl,
I
you
thought people
cray
laughed
cray.
at that. I was kidding. For the record, I was kidding. And somewhere out there, your spouse is lurking and taking my name down.
After the fight, it was all hugs. You know,
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
we
being friends again.
congratulated.
You know, so
That's
back to
good.
party time.
And that's why I could pass muster with you guys, right? Not pure violence, sportsmanship, right? Yeah.
There's a lot of love involved.
Yeah. This is a wonderful event. We're really cheering you guys on, both sides of it. And can't wait to see it May 20th. Right? The Hyatt. Okay. And we have a fight coming up tonight. A real fight here on stage. You ready for that?
Yeah.
You guys want to see a real fight tonight? All right. We'll be right back. Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of international boxing. For the mixed weight championship of the world, are you ready? Boxing fans, are you ready? For the handful in attendance and the dozens watching around the world, live from the capital of Japan, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 116 pounds. Former bantamweight honorable mention at Sakura Social Club, the feared and the revered Monster Maine. Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 230 pounds, former heavyweight champion of the world, His Eminence! Come on! And now, referee Jackie Lane.
Gentlemen. Okay, guys, I want a really clean fight, okay? Now you, make sure I tell you to stop, you stop punching on the little guy when I check him for damage. And you, if you run away and I tell you to stop, you have to stop. So let's touch gloves and back to your corners. Everybody ready? And... I'll handle this.
Come on, love, start the count.
I said I'll handle this.
Yeah, come on, start the count, will you?
Would you like a yellow card?
Start the count. Somebody's on the
I know how to run the boxing match. I know everything about it. I don't need somebody schooling
Have
you.
you got a license?
No, I do. I will.
Oi, come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it.
Good job. You lost the fight. You've lost the fight. Come on, let's get him on his feet. Oh, are you all right there? Oh.
All right, let's hear it for the first mixed weight championship of the world, Mame!
Come on, let's get out of here.
We will be right back. Maybe put these guys through their paces for us.
Yeah, we're just going to do like a little, we don't have a lot of time, so we'll do a little mock training session. So
Okay, I'll step out of the way.
A couple ropes, and they're going to get to work. Oh, you got your own rope? Awesome. There you go. Okay, guys, they're going to start skipping, and we do this every class to warm up. There's a lot of reasons for it. It's good cardiovascular exercise, number one. Number two, it's great for footwork. So let's have a little show, guys. Show us your jump rope skills. Oh, I like the music. Ding, ding. Go for it. Okay, so this is going to work their footwork, get them warmed up, get them sweating. And we do that for about 3 minutes, and then we do 3 minutes of sprint work. So I don't know if they can show you a little bit of sprinting. How about a little sprint, guys? Try not to mess up. See, like I said, it works your coordination. They're getting there. Okay, so we do that for about 6 minutes in the day. We're going to cut it now because we don't need to spend that much time. So I'll take your ropes, yeah. Yeah, and then we do a little shadow boxing. So we end up doing about 2-3 minute rounds of shadow boxing, and they'll give you a little demonstration what that is. So shadow boxing is just you're fighting an imaginary opponent, going through your paces, practicing your techniques, practicing your strategy, which I'm sure they're not showing right now because they don't want anybody to know. Don't show them your big money shot, come on. But that's the main warm-up right there. They're going to do a little bit of jump rope, a little bit of shadow boxing, and then we get into the gloves. So I'm going to get these guys to put on a pair of gloves and mouth guards. Mouth guards are important. You want to break your teeth. Okay? So safety is number one at EFN. We make sure they wear headgear, mouth guards. Right now we're not going to go with the headgear because we want to show their pretty faces. We're going to keep it light and clean. But right now we're going to show you a little technique. First we do a little bit of technique. We're going to go with the liver shot. So we're going to work on body shots. The liver shot's the worst body shot you can get hit with. I like to call it your internal testicle. If you've ever been hit in the testicles, that's what it feels like, kind of. Sort of. It's the closest feeling I can describe. It's getting hit in the testicles. So, okay, so left body shot. Andy, can you give us a show? Dan's going to block it. Show us how to throw the left body into the liver. Okay, so that's the liver right there. And go ahead again. Keep going. Dan's blocking that using his elbow. Notice how he's got his hand up protecting so he doesn't get hit by a left hook to the head. So say, for example, he's going down low, but he changes up high. Go ahead. And he's covered. So he's crunching to cover the body, but he's got his head covered too. So that's an example of something we learned in the EFN boxing. And then we ended up putting it together in some combinations. So a way to set that body shot up, we're going to go to the head and then go to the body. By going to the head, I'm going to make the guy bring his arms up, and then the body's open. So he's going to throw 1-2, 1-2 at Dan's head, and he's going to block it, and his body's going to be open. But he's going to block that too, because he doesn't want to get hit in that internal testicle. That's not a good thing. So they just keep doing it. We do this over and over, just drilling, getting used to contact. And then we get into some sparring. But before we get to sparring, we're going to do a little bit of pad work. Okay, so with these guys, I try to get as much work done in an hour as possible. We only have an hour. That's not a lot of time to train. So I get them doing pad work at the same time. One guy is calling the shots, the other guy is hitting, and then the other guy hits back. So they go back and forth with the same combo. So I'm going to have Dan call the shots, and he's going to deliver, but then Dan's going to deliver the same combo back. We kill two birds with one stone here, instead of just one guy holding pads the whole time. Okay, so give us a little show. Dan, you call the shots. That's it. So we're doing pad work, not defense. There we go. So that's I always got to remind these guys, because they got to switch from the defense to the pad work. And then they go back and forth. So then Dan's going to go. Dan, you're going to go. There you go. And then just go back and forth. And they're getting their work done. And gradually they're increasing their speed, increasing their power as they get used to each other. And just like so. That's good. Nice work, guys. All right. And then we get into some real pad work with, where's Jackie? Jackie, come on, get your gloves on.
You want Jackie to do it?
Jackie
She's
was
all
in
in
the
her dress and everything?
So these guys are going to do a little mock spar. But at the same time, we're going to get Jackie doing some pad work. So before we do the mock spar, we're going to do a little I go, you go. I call it I go, you go. It's an offense-defense drill. So Dan is going to punch him, and he's going to punch Dan. Back and forth, random combinations. They don't know what's going to go on. So Andy, you're going to defend first. Dan, you're going to attack and then return. So I call this I go, you go. So go for it. So he didn't know what was coming. So he might get hit. That's why we wear the mouth guards. That's good, guys. And everything's random. Good. They have no idea what's coming at them. You see some shots getting through. That also conditions them to take a shot. So they're doing pretty good. There's mistakes here and there, and that's what toughens them up. Okay, and that leads us to some sparring. So we're going to do a little light spar when Jackie comes out, and she's going to hit the pad. She's going to hit him with the high heels.
Jacqueline Alexander, high heels, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, that's going to be Jackie, high heels, Alexander. Okay, so these guys are going to be doing a little light spar on the side right here. And me and Jackie are going to be working the pads. Don't kill each other, guys. Just put on a little show. Okay, Jackie, come on over here. Let's work the jab. All right, that's good. We haven't done this in a while, but she still looks good. Watch the balance. 1, 2.
Oh, Jackie, take it easy.
1, 2,
take
hook.
it easy.
Good. Do that again. 1, 2, hook, uppercut. Good. Roll. Nice work. 1, 2, roll. Nice job. 1, 2, shoe shine. Good. 1, 2, shoe shine, hook straight. Well, let's do it. Remember how to do it. Come on. Good. And then we're going to add a roll after that. Let's go again. Let's get in position. 1, 2, shoe shine, hook straight, roll. 1, 2, bop, 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 bop. Really sure. You're going to mess up. That's all right. Let's do it again. 1, 2, bop, 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 bop. And roll. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Okay, 1, 2, shoe shine, hook straight, roll. Let's get it right. 1, 2, bop, 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 bop. Pop, roll, pop, pop, pop. There you go. Don't be nervous. Good job. Okay,
how about it for these guys, huh?
Hey, nice work. And then we do some terrible things like burpees and push-ups, and there's a lot of that because conditioning is number one when it's your first fight because you're going to get exhausted because of your nerves, and you get a huge adrenaline dump. And we had one guy, Keith Hudson. He's in the crowd over there. Super fit guy. His nickname was the Horse. After the first round, he comes back to the corner. I'm like, it's a lot harder than you thought. He's like, yeah. He was exhausted. Even the fittest people, like pros, they're exhausted after, at the end of their fight. That's like, they need to take 2 weeks off,
Yeah.
So these guys are going to be dead at the end of the fight. So I just push them as hard as they can go every time.
I have to say, we admire everything you guys are doing. It's a hard work for a good cause, and we're so happy to be behind this team. Cheer these guys on, ladies and gentlemen. May 20th, Executive Fight Night right here in Tokyo. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for coming. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching this live. Please join our email list at talkintokyo.com. That's TalkInTokyo, one word, talkintokyo.com, where you'll also find links to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. From Minatoku, this has been Talk in Tokyo. Good night.
It's okay.